Here's how to earn 20 to 40% APY on your stablecoins. I'm going to explain to you how this all works, and then I'm actually going to give you a tutorial, and we're going to go through and we're going to set this up together. We're going to be using something called Anchor Protocol, and this is probably the number one stablecoin passive income opportunity that I've seen. So if you'd like to see a way that you could earn passive income on your dollars or dollar-like equivalents, then make sure that you watch this video because I'm going to explain exactly how to set this up. Now, just to put this into perspective for you, I was looking at other passive income opportunities like buying a rental home earlier this year. And just to give you an idea of how this would have worked out, I was looking at most of them and they're about $150,000, the homes that I were looking to buy. And you'd have to put down basically a 20% down payment on this home, which would cost you roughly $30,000 out of your pocket. Now, most of these homes that I was looking at were going to cash flow about $300 per month. And if you break this down, your $300 per month in positive cash flow and your $30,000 down payment, you're really making about 12% APY on your cash, which is similar to what you could get by putting it into like the S&P 500. On average, it does about 12% per year. Now, the crazy thing about this is that going and finding a home, you got to find the home, then you got to, do all this paperwork, and then you got to actually buy the home, and then you got to go and you got to find a property manager, and then, you got to deal with the property manager, and you deal with tenants and all this stuff, and it's just a headache. So I'm going to show you how to get 20 to 40%, which is basically like triple what you could get in like rental homes or in the stock market. And I'm going to show you how you can do this in like 10 minutes maximum. Okay. So that's the promise. Let's go ahead and let's start digging out how this actually works. So what we're going to be talking about is how to do this. And we're going to be using something called Anchor Protocol and something called Mirror Protocol or Mirror Finance. And it's really quite easy. Before we do that, let me lay the groundwork of how this actually works. So in cryptocurrency, there's these things called layer ones. Okay. They're also referred to as like smart contract platforms. And the ones that you're probably familiar with is like Ethereum, right? This is a smart contract platform. It's like the number one platform. Now there's a lot of other Ethereum competitors, right? There's like Cardano, there's like AVAX that recently came out. There's Solana, there's all of these different layer ones, but the one that we're going to be talking about is actually called Terra. Okay. And this is the one that we're going to be operating on. And this is the one that uses, that we're able to use Anchor Protocol with. So let's explain how this works. So first things first, we're going to operate on the Terra ecosystem. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to buy UST. Okay. And UST is basically a stable coin. It's very similar to USDC or to USDT, which you may have heard of before. However, UST is, like these. They're pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar. That's the whole idea behind it, okay? So first things first is we're going to go and we're going to actually buy UST. We're then going to send this UST to something called our Terra Station wallet. And we're going to do this together in just a second. So don't get confused, but we're going to send it to our Terra Station wallet. And then we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to deposit it onto Anchor Protocol, which is going to allow us to earn the 20% fixed APY. And then basically after we do that, I'm going to show you how you could stack on and get like an extra, like 10% to an extra like 20% APY using something called Mirror Finance. Okay, so that's what is laid out for us in the video. Let's get to it and let's show you how to actually do this. So like I mentioned, first things first is we actually need to purchase UST. Okay, now how do we do this? I use a brokerage called KuCoin. It's really fast and easy to set up. You can deposit fiat on here, or you can also just send other crypto to here. It's really simple. You just click deposit and send it to your address. And then all you need to do is come in here to spot trading, and you want to find the UST pair. Okay, so I'll just type in UST. So I just found the USDT UST pair. So all I'm going to do is basically input my trading password, and I'm going to want to sell my USDT. Okay, let's just say, for example, I had USDT. I'm going to sell my USDT and I'm going to get UST. Okay, so I'm buying UST. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just withdraw this UST into what's called my Terra Station wallet. Okay, now all this is a Chrome extension. Okay, you can also download an app on your iPhone or your Android device. All it is it's basically the same thing as MetaMask. So if you've ever dealt with MetaMask, it's pretty much the same, except for it's for the Terra ecosystem, obviously. So download this Chrome extension or download the app, and you'll basically just be able to set up your Terra wallet. And this is where we're going to be able to send the UST to. Okay, so once you have your wallet, you're just going to obviously copy your wallet address. When you come into KuCoin, you're just going to click on withdrawal. You're going to click on the asset that you want to withdraw, and you're going to withdraw it to this address. Okay, now it only takes like a couple minutes, and boom, you'll see your UST that will show up inside of your Terra Station Chrome extension or your Terra Station mobile app. Okay, so we've done that. We've bought the UST. We've put it into our Terra Station wallet. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come to Anchor Protocol. So app.anchorprotocol.com, and we're going to click on this Earn tab. And right here, you can see there's a fixed APY of 19.55% that you get rewarded for simply depositing your UST. Basically, you are becoming, this is like a money market where basically you are depositing these funds, and other people are able to use your funds. Now, the cool thing that I love about Anchor Protocol is it also has insurance. So if you're worried about this, because there is obviously some risk involved, say somebody were to hack into this or something like weird like that, it doesn't really happen a whole lot. But if it does, you can get insurance, and you basically pay like 1%. So instead of earning like 20%, you'd earn like 19%. Okay, just for an example. So all you're going to do when you get on Earn is you're going to deposit it, and you're going to deposit however much you want to deposit, and then you're going to click proceed. Okay, and then boom, you'll see your Terra that comes in here, and voila, you're earning your passive income. Okay, so let me break this down for you here on the whiteboard, and then we'll jump back in. So let's just say, for example, that I'm going to deposit $100,000, okay, for example. So this $100,000 is now on Anchor Protocol's Earn, right? And it's earning 20% APY. So boom, I've got an extra 20 grand per year that I'm earning there. Now, what I'm going to show you how to do is how to use Mirror Finance to basically accentuate these rewards, okay? So you're going to come over here to terra.mirror.finance. And I'm going to try to explain this the best that I can. But basically, the way that this works is once you deposit your UST into Anchor Protocol Earn, you're going to get an equal amount basically of what's called AUST, okay? And it's like a mirrored version of UST, okay? Which is crazy because we just deposited, let's say, our 100 grand here into Anchor Protocol. We're gonna get an extra 100 grand here on Mirror Finance that we can play with. Now, this is a strategy that I learned from this really smart guy who's much smarter than me. So I had to watch the video like a bunch of times to understand it, but let me try to make this really simple. So what you can do is Mirror Finance, you can basically trade different stocks. So the cool thing about this is that it gives people around the world access to the stock market, right? So you could trade Tesla, you could trade Galaxy, you could trade Google, Apple, etc., right? Twitter, all these different ones you see that you can trade. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the farm, okay? And I'm actually going to find gold. So AU, this is iShares Gold Trust. So it's basically you're buying gold shares, okay? And you can see that you can either long or you can short these assets. Now, the strategy is you come in here and you're actually going to short gold, and you can put up whatever amount that you want to, but I'm assuming, let's say we're playing with 100 grand, you're going to put your 100 grand in here, right? And essentially why we're shorting gold is because gold doesn't really move. Like if you look at a chart of gold, it's just like, it's really quite boring. It hasn't moved in like 10 years really. And So it's a pretty safe bet, that we're shorting gold. Like gold would have to like go up by something crazy, like 35% or something in a short period of time in order for you to get liquidated. So it's a pretty safe bet. So you'd come in here and you'd basically put in, your amount, your 100 grand in here, for example, and then you'd click farm. Okay. Now, what's going to happen here is after you've done that, you're going to be earning, I believe the rate right now, let me check. Okay, so I can see the historical 30-day average for the different short farms that we're talking about. This is Mirror Tracker. It's called, it's the AU. So on average, it earns about 13.68%. Okay, so let me take it back here to Mirror Finance. So I actually misspoke. So I forgot that you're only able to use half. So if you deposit 100 grand, you're only to use half. So $50,000. So let's get back to the whiteboard so I can bring this home hopefully for you. So we deposit the 100 grand into Anchor Protocol Earn. Now we have basically taken this $50,000 like half short position on Mirror. Okay, and this is the AU short farm. I'll just put AU short farm. And this on average earns, what did we say? It on average earns like 13%. Let's just call it 13%. Okay, so your $50,000 here is now earning 13% on this AU short position. Now, the cool part also is in a 2-week time period. So basically in 2 weeks, this other $50,000, you're going to get basically an extra $50,000 that you can then go and you can deposit back into Earn. Okay, so there's a 2-week basically lockup period, which gold would have to move like 30% in 2 weeks, and it hasn't done that in 10 years. So it's highly unlikely, but obviously there is like some risk involved. So like do your own research. This is just what I'm doing. This is not any sort of financial advice. Just, do your own research on it. But essentially, what's going to happen is I can then take that additional 50 grand and I can put it back here into Anchor Earn, and that 50 grand can earn this 20%. So again, back to this drawing. So this is going back into Anchor Protocol Earn, and it's going to earn 20%. Okay. So a little bit complex, but it's really not that hard to set up if you just kind of follow along. And, you can watch other videos or, whatnot, or, if you're in our group, by the way, like you can message us in there and we'll just help you do it, which is one of the benefits. Obviously, if you thought this was helpful, then becoming a member is like going to be even way more helpful. You're going to be able to talk with me directly and my partner Lee, who's been trading Bitcoin since it was a penny, and you're going to get access to our trades and all of this stuff inside our Discord community. You can become a member here, and you only pay for it if you feel like it's worth it. You got 30 days to try it out. Okay, so that was a side note. Okay, so let's just take a look at break this down. Okay, we got the $100,000 in UST. We put it into Anchor Earn. It's earning 20%. Okay, we got $50,000 that's earning 13%, and we've got this $50,000 that's back into Earn earning 20%. So if you really add this all up, right, our initial $100,000 nut that we had is earning 20% plus basically half of 50,000. So that's, 6.5%. And then another half of 20%, this 50,000. So another 10%. So if you add that all up in total, your earnings are 36.5%, this is just nuts, 36.5%. And let me just like draw this home for you even clearer, because you may actually be closer to retirement than you think so, or like just financial freedom, right? Financial freedom is basically having enough passive income that basically your passive income is greater than your expenses, right? This is when you can really be free. So let's just say, for example, the average American has about $36,000 per year in expenses. That's $3,000 per month roughly in expenses. And basically, if you just have 100 grand and you're earning 36.5, through Anchor Protocol, then basically you're in a sense financially free. You wouldn't have to work for money or wouldn't have to work to pay your bills anymore. You'd have your money working for you. So anyways, if you thought this was helpful, then seriously consider becoming a member at financial.com/crypto. And if this was helpful, like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, and stick around because we'll have more helpful videos like this.